Alright, linear combinations. What the heck is that? Well, it's like substitution, but another way. So, solve the following system by addition. So I would like you guys to write this down. So remember, we're looking for an x and a y that works for that, for these two equations. So, what I'm going to essentially do, and I can do this, you could do anything you want. You could add equations, that's equations, subtract, so you could add, what? Huh, my pen's not working. So you could add equations, subtract equations, multiply them, divide, that should have an E, divide equations, and so forth. So essentially what I'm going to do is add these two equations together. Line up your equal signs and make sure your numbers are on one side. Also, you're going to want to have your y's lined up and your x's lined up. Have them lined up, alright? So, here's what it's going to look like. So, after I add these two together, let me put this, oops. Let me put the plus in here so you guys can see. X plus x equals 2x. And now I could solve for x. And the y's canceled. I'll go back to that other side just in case you're having trouble seeing what happened. 2x, these plus y minus y cancel, and then we have equals, same signs, negative 16. So let me go back over there, and then they solve that, and x equals negative 8. Now you guys should know how to solve for y now. So go and solve for y, and I'll pause it here. After you solve for y, you can, or after you solve for x, you can go solve for y, and my final answer is one solution at negative 8, negative 3. Alright? So, you can check your answer by plugging the values in for x and y into the original problem. So, let's do that. So, I'll do it down in this bottom corner. So, x is negative 8. So, negative 8, the first one, plus negative 3 equal negative 11. Check. Yep, that works. Oh, I can't write on that side, but that works. Check. And now the same thing, so negative 8 negative 8, oop, the black is hard for me to use, minus negative 3 equal negative 5, and this becomes a plus. So I'll rewrite that. So negative 8 plus 3 equal negative 5. Yep, check. So they're good. I'll let you guys copy that, but you should always check it like that. This is the check. You should always check. Alright, solve the following system by addition. So I'm going to have you guys try this on your own, and I'll pause it here. Alright. So if you guys are stuck, here's the first hint. Hopefully after that hint you guys can solve the rest of the equation. Here's the rest of it. So my final answer is negative 1, 1. And you guys should check it, but we're going to move on for now. But always check it on a test. But anyways, we're going to check it. Why wouldn't we? Because we need to. Think you're going to get away without checking it? Yeah, you're going to check it on a test, but you're going to also check it now. So, the first one. So, 7 times negative 1 minus 6 times 1 equals negative 13. And the other one is 5 times negative 1 plus 6 times 1 equals 1. Ooh, I'm going to run out of room. Well, I'll just easily move that over. That's what I'll do. Okay, that's great. Alright, so anyways, negative 7 minus 6 equals, hey, negative 13. Same signs, I add it. Alright, so negative 13. This does not mean infinite, and I know some of you guys have been getting confused with that. We found the solution. I'll make sure to show an infinite solution one, okay? Now, this one as well, negative 5 plus 6 equals 1. Hey, 1 equals 1. Check. Those are the solutions. Right, so make sure you check that because it's easy to do and it's easy to forget, but you'll always get it right. All right, solve the following systems by addition. So we need to cancel them out. So if I add this right now, I'm going to get 2p minus 7q equals negative 18. Wow, I really had a hard time there, guys. Really had a hard time. But that doesn't help us. The point of this is to get rid of, need to get rid of a variable. Alright, so this doesn't help. So I'm going to erase all this. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll never touch that button again. That just ruined my world. Alright, but so what can we do? I didn't want to show you that, but the idea is we can multiply any equation by anything. So why don't we take this guy, which has the negatives, which was messing me up, and multiply it by negative 1. So let's look at what that does. Negative 1 distributed will give me this green equation. All negative 1 does is change my signs. So I have negative p, I have down here, negative p plus 9q equals 31. So now we can add. So you guys go solve it. I'm going to pause it here, and the next slide is going to give you the answer. So let's make sure we have it done. Okay, so here is the work. Right here was the first answer you should get, q equals 44. Then you plug q in, so q goes in here, and you solve for p, and we get p equal to 5. So my final answer is boxed in. Alright? So let's move on to let's move on to a harder one. Oh, okay. So, what can I do? Let's think about this. What is a number that I can multiply by? You can cancel x or the y's. But I think probably multiplying this equation, we can cancel x's in one move. And I want people to try this, and then I'll pause it here. So your first step would be multiplying by 4. And think of it like finding a common denominator sometimes, especially when they're a little bit harder, which I'm not going to go over. These are the basic steps, though. So I'll pause it here, and you guys go solve the rest. So here are your answers. You cancel out those x's. So we solve for y. you plug in y again, right here, and then you're going to solve for your x, and you can't really see that because I must have messed up the picture. 0, 2 is my answer, okay? So I'll pause it here. Oh, and math comes first.